All right, we talked at the end of last week about this strange meeting Donald Trump held with oil executives, where he was openly boasting about how much money they were going to make because, in his words, he had taken over Venezuela, referring to an invasion and the removal of Nicolas Maduro, an action that would be illegal. He appeared energized by the idea that these oil executives would now profit heavily. However, he was reportedly irritated by a comment made by the Exxon CEO. I'll show that moment shortly, along with another instance where a different CEO made a remark that seemed to embarrass Trump. But first, yes, if you were wondering, this was the same meeting where Trump suddenly paused everything just to stand and stare out of a window.
I gotta look at this myself. Wow. What a view. This is the door to the ballroom.
Sir, there isn't even a ballroom there yet. It's still just a construction site, I assume. What exactly is he looking at? Just the construction. I'm sure that's not accurate. They already increased how much money they said they were going to spend. But this moment really reminded me of Trump being questioned about Kirk's assassination.
Unusual time to look, but I figure we might as well do it. If the fake news would like to go back and take a look, you can, but you'll see a very big foundation that's moving. We're ahead of schedule in the ballroom and under budget.
You were very close to Charlie Kirk. How are you holding up after this murder?
My condolences on the loss of his friend Charlie Kirk. How are you holding up over the last day and a half days?
He really is a deeply sentimental person, you know. How are you holding up after your friend was murdered? Good, but look at this ballroom. Wow. I honestly didn't realize someone could become so captivated by a building, but apparently this does it for him. Have you ever caught yourself staring at an inanimate object, completely transfixed? Because that's clearly going to be him with this ballroom. So, yes, that was essentially that moment. But now, this is what reportedly triggered Trump during the meeting.
Very good, and by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They just started construction at the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to...
So, it wasn't even especially negative. But I'll show you another clip where Trump appeared visibly uncomfortable.
With respect to Venezuela in particular, we have a very long history in Venezuela. In fact, we first got into Venezuela back in 1940s. We've had our assets seized there twice. And so you can imagine to re-enter a third time would require some pretty significant changes from what we've historically seen here and what is currently the state. If we look at the legal and commercial constructs and frameworks in place today in Venezuela, today it's uninvestable. And so significant changes have to be made to those commercial frameworks, the legal system. There has to be durable investment protections, and there has to be a change to the hydrocarbon laws in the country. We're confident that with this administration and President Trump working hand in hand with the Venezuelan government, that those changes can be put in place.
Oops, that's awkward. But that wasn't actually what set him off. What really bothered him was the Exxon CEO saying it would be very difficult. And the entire situation feels deeply dystopian. You invade a country, remove its leader under the guise of democracy, and then immediately convene a meeting to discuss how U.S. oil companies can profit. President Trump said Sunday that he may exclude ExxonMobil, stating, "That person said something I didn't like, so they won't be part of it," referring to his push for U.S. companies to invest in Venezuela after the oil giant CEO described the country as uninvestable. "I didn't like Exxon's response," Trump said. "Why did I order that? I didn't like Exxon's response." He went on to reference Chevron, saying the comments made during the meeting rubbed him the wrong way. Trump added that he would likely keep Exxon out, accusing the company of being too cautious. Perhaps, just maybe, they view a military takeover of Venezuela as an unstable environment for massive investment. And on a separate note, here is Trump being questioned about his promise to send out tariff checks, responding by saying, "When did I say that?"
And express gratitude more so for the opportunity to return to Venezuela under the stability that I know that this team and your team are able to deliver. And so
when did you leave? When did you leave Venezuela?
As a company, we left under the sanctions in 2019. So we had intended to stay, and then when the sanctions went into place, we were required to leave. But very much interested.
When did I do that? He said, a dividend of at least $2,000 per person will be paid to everyone. Trump posted that on Truth Social on November 9th, 2025. Who, me?
You promised $2,000 checks to Americans based off of your tariff revenues. When can
I did do that. When did I do that?
Well, I mean, you're
Not happening. Not happening. And it's absurd for him to pretend he doesn't remember. That was a clear promise. And don't hold your breath. Just like if you bought a Trump phone, don't hold your breath. Hundreds of thousands of people, many of them Trump supporters, reportedly put down a $100 deposit on Trump's new gold phone, yet no one has received it. The launch date keeps getting pushed back. Trump Mobile's gold phone is still nowhere to be found. To give you an idea of credibility, it was initially promoted at a $500 price point, marketed as proudly designed and built in the United States for customers who expect the best. But the shipping timeline and U.S. manufacturing claims gradually shifted, even as deposits continued to be accepted. Not long after the announcement, Trump Mobile changed its language from "Made in the United States" to "Proudly American." Apparently, phones can be proudly American even if they're made elsewhere. Interesting distinction. The website now promotes the T1 as having an American-proud design and American inspiration. Analysts believe the shift happened after realizing it would be impossible to manufacture such a phone at that price point in the United States. Meanwhile, people are still out $100 with no product in sight. On another front, even Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is reportedly warning Trump about the criminal investigation into the Federal Reserve Chair, saying it's a mess. A frustrated Bessent allegedly told Trump that the Department of Justice investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell could destabilize financial markets. Trump's DOJ is reportedly investigating Powell over alleged misrepresentation of renovation costs at the Federal Reserve headquarters in Washington, D.C. You might remember this moment, the moment Trump decided to go after him.
Did I do that?
well, I mean, you're
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, I did 1776 for the military, right?
When will those Americans get those checks?
Well, I am going to. The tariff money is so substantial that's coming in that I'll be able to do 2,000 sometime, I would say, toward the end of the year.
Oh, Jerome. Powell later stated that this investigation is really about Trump punishing him, not renovations, but policy disagreements. And that's obvious, unless something outrageous is uncovered. Powell has remained mild-mannered, while Trump has repeatedly attacked him publicly. The real reason appears to be Trump's anger that Powell has not lowered interest rates fast enough. And given story after story like this, including reports that Trump's DOJ fired the number 2 prosecutor in Virginia after he refused to lead a case involving James Comey, it's difficult to believe these actions are purely about the law. Prosecutors are removed until someone agrees to pursue Trump's political enemies. There's also reporting that Trump regrets not seizing voting machines after losing the 2020 election. His stated regret is not what he did, but that he didn't go far enough, including using the military to seize voting machines and determine the election outcome himself. That is reportedly his takeaway. And finally, Steve Bannon is said to be laying the groundwork for a potential 2028 presidential run. According to reporting, he may not intend to win, but instead aims to shape the political conversation. Those are the updates for now.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well. 3.1, 3.2. This came from us.
Yes. I don't know who does that.
Now, you're including the Martin renovation. You just added our entire capital. Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
So it's part of the overall work.
But it's not new.
So we'll get